Dad, I'm telling you, I'm not going to stay there more than a month, they said, while packing his stuff. Okay, but please, I want you to stay here. With love. His dad said, and they made a face. His father looked at his wife, who blinked her eyes to calm him. Theon, son, listen. His mother went closer to him. Yes, Mom, they said, and turned to her mother. You'll love there, she said, but Theon signed and again started packing his luggage. Kim Theon was the boy who lived with his parents in London since he was 5. His father came to London and then never went back to his beloved relatives. Theon, you'll love it there, his mother said, and they just shrugged his shoulder. I don't know, but I just stay only a month there, they said, and zip up his bag. And if you change your mind then, his mother asked again. Nothing is going to change my mind, they said, and took a mobile. We'll see, darling, his mother said and smiled. Fine, I'm in my country, Mr. Kim said as he stopped out of the airport, and his son Yoongi and Theon with him and his wife. Yes, it's good to be back, his wife said, and he smiled. Both siblings were looking around. They were not happy, but also not sad. They were always far away from the country and relatives, so they didn't know the value of long relations. Come, Mr. Kim said, and they hired a car. Their journey started. At the place where a lot of relations were waiting for them, finally, they reached their destination society. The area was clean and beautiful. Beautiful houses were there with beautiful atmosphere. The car entered a house, and Theon came out with their parents and brother. Welcome. They heard voices and they turned. A crowd was there to receive them, to welcome them, but they considered them as a crowd. Their father went to the lady, who was her in his 60s, and hugged her. Both cried, and they just kept looking at them. His mother went to meet them, but she was standing like a statue, trying to understand where to start. Hello, they heard, and then to saw a boy of his age was standing next to him. I'm Jimin, he said, and offended his hand, and he held it to shake. I'm Theon. He introduced himself, and both smiled. What are you? Theon's brother Yoongi came to them and asked his words stuck in his thought as his eyes landed on the beautiful boy standing next to his brother. Yes, Ayon, they said, and come to his sense. Nothing. Mom is calling you, he said, and they nodded. Jimin could feel his gaze on him, which made him nervous all of a sudden. Jimin had a ham and went inside, avoiding Yuki and his gaze. He signed and followed them. Come, son, his grandmother called him. They went to her and sat next to her. His uncle, aunties, and all the cousins were around him. First time even they was witness the love of the family. They was with them for the last 10 minutes, and they started enjoying their company. They forget her words to not to be friendly with them. And now, we're getting them as a family. Jungkook Hyun didn't come yet. Who's Jungkook? They asked, and all the cousins were looking at him shocked. You don't know him? Namjoon, brother of Jimin, asked, shocking. He doesn't know. Who is he? Mr. Kim said sadly, while shaking his head. They was looking at their cousin, who were behaved strangely. They just asked a simple question, and they were acting dramatically. Jimin laughed, looking at the confused face of Theon. He averted his eyes, and immediately for his face, which just captured his gaze to itself. Jimin looked at him once, and then looked away. His heart own beat differently. He looked at they, who was still waiting for his answer. Jungkook, he asked again, and all signed. Arrogant, restless, rude. All of our cousins were commented, making them scared. and Jimin's smile turned to him. He's my brother, Jimin said. I know he is little arrogant and rude, but he stopped and looked at his all cousins. Caring, loving, emotional, but never show, okay? Didn't mind. Hardworking. Okay, stop, I got it. Them said, and all laughed. All spent their day with each other, fun and joke. Ate them comfortable with their relatives. They was enjoying the company of his cousin. The night fell, and all had their dinner. Jungkook didn't come. Jungkook's father asked. He's still in his office. Namjoon answered, and he signed. I wait all day to meet him, but he seems busy. Mr. Kim said, making all feel guilty. It's not like that, Uncle Kim is not informed about your arrival. Jimin informed Mr. Kim and he nodded. That's okay, he said, and all again lost in their talk. Everyone went to their room to rest. Jimin and Taeyoung were sharing the same room, and both were happy. They talked and slept, as tomorrow was a very busy day for them. Taeyoung. He felt thirsty, which made him to get up, look at the side table, which was empty, made him sign in anger. Sipping his feet in slipper, they walked out of the room. His eyes were half closed and half open. Taking the bottle out of his refrigerator, they filled a glass and sat there on the chair to drink it. As he quenched his thirst, he made his way out of the kitchen, but his eyes went into the hall, where a night bulb was on, but there was also someone seated. He opened his eyes fully and walked toward the hall, where he can see the laptop light. A figure seated there. Is he a thief? They thought, while going closer. No, he is not a thief. They corrected himself and moved faster to the person. Excuse me, they called, as he reached behind the sofa on which he was seated. But he didn't turn. They can see his finger moving on the keyboard of the laptop. But is he deaf? They thought. Is he here to steal some business information? They thought again, and frightened as he saw the man inserting USB drive in laptop.